Reducing damage reduces claims. The best way to keep damage low, even eliminate it, is to pad wrap furniture within the residence. Furniture pieces are highly susceptible to damage because of the nature of their finishes and construction. However, effective pad wrapping techniques that protect goods throughout the move can ensure a no-damage move. We'll show you how to choose and use tools and prepare the area. Then we'll cover the 3 steps of pad wrapping and suggest methods and techniques used by master movers, techniques that have been proven to virtually eliminate claims. By following the examples we'll cover, you will enjoy a higher level of customer satisfaction and increased bottom-line profitability. Pad wrap protection is based on using the right tools. Common quilted pads are the cornerstone of fine furniture protection. Their use and flexibility is critical to safe, effective furniture transit and, as a result, 0 claims. Customized specialty pads for refrigerators, washers, and dryers, and tabletop pads are easy to use and time savers when they are available. Standard quilted pads, however, will protect goods just as well. Skins are smaller and thinner than quilted pads. They make good pre-wrap for fine furniture or for nesting small items. Burlaps are perfect for wrapping sharp, soiled, or rugged items like garden tools, lawn furniture, and garage equipment. Rubber bands are the optimum choice for securing pads quickly and easily. Use the proper size and suggested techniques to secure pads without creating too much or too little tension. Before pad wrap tools can be put to use, prepare the area in which you will work. Select pads and bands based on the piece to be padded. The examples we'll use will help you estimate the number of pads and bands you'll need. Allow enough working space to pad items without damaging surrounding furniture and walls. Maintain your pads with an inside and outside to avoid soiling or scratching furniture. All pad wrapping techniques are based on 3 key steps. They are: assess the situation, protect all surfaces, and secure the padding. Let's start with assessing the situation. Does the piece require 1 or 2 individuals to pad wrap it? Make sure the inventory sticker is in place. Then recheck finished surfaces for damage and verify that any damage has been documented with the van foreman. Check the strength and stability of the piece. Will it need special care in padding or banding to avoid possible damage? This coffee table will not require disassembly. However, many household items do. We'll cover disassembly with other furniture examples later. While this example may not be appropriate for nesting, many furniture pieces are. The techniques of nesting will also be covered later. After you have assessed the situation, apply the second step of pad wrap protection: protect all surfaces. Cover surfaces well with the pad. Any surface visible to a customer, whether finished or rough, must be protected with the appropriate pad. This shows customers concern for their possessions, regardless of your opinion of their condition or value. Pull or stretch the pad to ensure full coverage of an item. Use more than 1 pad if needed to fully protect a piece. Once all surfaces are protected, move on to the last step: secure the padding. Make sure pads fit snug, so that the item can be safely carried without pads slipping off and exposing surfaces. Pay particular attention to legs. After each one is wrapped, secure it in place with a rubber band. Use the right size band for the job. A too small band may create too much tension and cause more stress than the legs can handle. The 3 steps of pad wrapping apply to all furniture pieces. Assess the situation, protect all surfaces, and secure the padding. Apply the principles and use similar procedures as demonstrated on the coffee table for these related items: end tables, plant stands, telephone stands, and benches. Every time you assess a piece of furniture, consider whether it should be disassembled. Many furniture pieces, like this dining table, require disassembly to ensure safe, damage-free transit. Treat tops, leaves, bases, or legs as separate pad wrap units. Always remember, if we disassemble at origin, we must reassemble at destination. During disassembly, to avoid losing small nuts and bolts, always reattach hardware to furniture if it can be done safely. Reattachment also speeds along reassembly at destination. If loose hardware is unavoidable, store it in a parts bag. Label it with customer name and furniture item, then place it in a parts box. Any components removed will require individual padding. Make sure you have enough pad material to generously cover all visible surfaces. Protect dining tables with specialty tabletop pads if they are available. Lay the top face down upon the table pad. Tighten the pad around the top, cinch it, and tie it securely. Remember, whether you are using quilted pads or specialty pads to protect disassembled pieces, make sure all visible surfaces are covered. Again, always secure the padding. Note the diagonal use of bands on this base to secure the corners. While rubber bands are preferred, there may be situations, like this pedestal base, when alternatives such as plastic tape or stretch wrap work better. Plastic tape, however, tends to leave a residue on pads, and therefore is not a preferred method. Use your best judgment when faced with unusual shapes or situations. Like dining tables, kitchen tables and writing desks may require disassembly procedures. Use specialty pads when appropriate and available. Beds will always require disassembly. Note the diagonal placement of the headboard on the pad. This technique ensures that all visible surfaces will be completely covered. Some headboards wrap tight and uniform, like this one. Others look somewhat loose and awkward. Make protection your first and only concern. Pad wrap all furniture components, including rails in this case, even if they are unfinished. Never make a value judgment on a furniture piece. Even if an item appears rugged enough to withstand transport without protection, pad wrap it. Otherwise, your customer may perceive your actions as carelessness or neglect. Use disassembly procedures that protect all bed frame components and keep track of nails, posts, rails, decks, slats, and hardware pieces. Remember, whenever a furniture piece is disassembled at origin, it must be reassembled at destination. Pad wrap procedures for chairs are essential because all households contain them. The same 3 steps of pad wrapping apply. Start by assessing the situation. As part of the assessment process, all household items should be considered for nesting. Nesting places small and/or light items within larger pieces, like the base of this dining chair. Nesting improves the density of the shipment because van space is used more efficiently. Just as furniture is pad wrapped in the residence, nesting must be done within the home as well. There are different types of chairs in each home. Most armchairs call for 2 pads to adequately cover all surfaces, including arms and back. Bring the second pad up and over the first. Finally, apply the 3rd step of pad wrapping and secure both pads with rubber bands. Rockers are unique chairs. We have already assessed this rocker. We've determined that placing it on its side in order to fully cover the rockers will provide the best protection because it allows for the most efficient use of pad coverage. In this case, the pad tucks around and through the rocker base, forming a self-lock. A single rubber band completes this job. The construction features of a chair make it a natural for nesting, although all furniture pieces should be considered for nesting as well. Use similar pad wrap techniques on dining chairs, armchairs, occasional chairs, and rockers. The 3 steps of pad wrapping have no greater importance than when applied to large, heavy furniture pieces like china hutches and buffets. Allow enough working space to deal with the size and complexity of large furniture pieces. Pay particular attention to the space above your head. Watch out for ceiling fixtures. Then, assess the situation and determine which pad wrap procedures the piece requires. Always remove detachable glass and wooden shelves. Individually pad wrap or pack these items as appropriate. Use rubber bands to keep glass or wooden doors closed and secured before wrapping the unit with pads. Clearly, working with a large piece of furniture is a two-person job. Take special care when separating units. Lift hutches up and off. Do not slide them across buffet surfaces. Once removed from their bases, hutches are not stable. Place them carefully on the floor and pad wrap immediately. Always double pad glass doors to provide extra protection for fragile surfaces. Anytime you're in doubt of the degree of protection a single pad will provide, double pad for added protection. Drape pads over the pieces in a fashion that makes the best use of the pad. Mold pads around corners, tailoring the material to the piece. Use as many bands as needed to ensure a tight, secure wrap. Finally, clear space by removing large pieces from the residence immediately after pad wrapping. You can use the same procedures for similar furniture pieces, such as servers, dressers, highboys, wardrobes, chests, and entertainment centers. The 3 steps of pad wrapping apply to upholstered pieces too. Covering already stretch-wrapped items with pads guarantees effective protection against spoilage and damage. Again, use as many pads as required to ensure full coverage. Secure the pads in place with rubber bands. With experience, you'll find there are many right ways to pad wrap. Make use of the methods and techniques approved by our master movers. Let's take a minute to review the major points we just covered. First, always pad wrap in the residence. Let your customers see how careful and concerned you are for the safety of their possessions. Second, prepare the working area. Allow enough space to work comfortably and use only clean pads, skins, and burlaps. Third, apply the steps of pad wrapping. Assess the situation, protect all surfaces, and secure the padding. Fourth, remember, you, as part of the Allied team, are responsible for disassembly and reassembly, whether you're involved in one or both ends of the move. Fifth, never make a value judgment on a furniture piece. Assume every piece of furniture is worth priority treatment. Finally, nesting improves shipment density. Consider all furniture pieces as potential hosts and nest whenever possible. Zero claims is a goal of every master mover. So take it from the experts. The 3 steps of pad wrapping will benefit you too, by lowering your claim responsibility, increasing profitability, and improving customer relations. Remember, well-executed pad wrapping within the residence allows your customers to witness your professionalism through attention to detail and your care and concern for their household goods. Loading a van seems like a routine affair. You park it, load it, and drive it away. But when you think about each step involved, it's not just a mechanical process. It's a complicated matter that calls for professionalism, preparation, and safety awareness. In the few minutes it takes to park the van, your customer has already formed a positive or negative judgment about your professionalism. That judgment is based on how the van is parked and how it looks, inside and out. Your customer's #1 concern is for the safety of their possessions. A positive first impression ensures a successful moving experience for you, Allied Van Lines, and your customer. We'll look at what it takes to ensure a safe, secure transport. We'll discuss how preloading procedures impact professionalism, preparation, and safety. Then we'll show you how these elements specifically apply to the loading process, lifting procedures, types of carries, and tier building. Make a first impression that reflects professionalism, preparation, and safety. Chock the tractor wheels front and back to secure the tires in place and avoid rolling, thereby preventing personal injury or property damage. Maintain easy access latch doors to keep them open and out of the way. Position the ramp and lock it in place. Test it to be sure it is stable and can bear the weight of people and household goods. Never place a ramp on grass or other soft terrain. These surfaces tend to become unstable under heavy weight. Position the ramp on a solid surface, such as concrete, asphalt, or packed earth. A neat, clean, and organized van interior is also an expression of professionalism, preparation, and safety. Prepare to load household goods by preparing the van to receive them. Make sure tools and supplies are organized and within easy access. Pads should be clean, folded, and stacked. There is never an excuse for finding dirty or unfolded pads in or around the van during the moving process. An organized van interior not only makes a good impression on your customers, it's a safe environment in which you can work faster and easier. Take every precaution to make sure the resident's interior and exterior are prepared and protected before and during the loading process. Scratched doors and floors, soiled carpets, and gouged walls can add up claim dollars as costly as damaged household goods. Prevent property damage by making use of tools and resources. Use pads to cover doors, stair railings, and other architectural features to double protect them as well as furniture passing through against inadvertent damage. Spring-loaded door jamb clips allow standard quilted pads to be attached to door frames. Place runners over carpet for protection against soil and damage. Runners should be placed in all major traffic paths throughout the residence. In order to protect carpet from soil and damage, clean runners regularly. Cardboard placed over pads should be used to protect wood, tile, marble, brick, and vinyl floors. Place the pad first, clean side up, on the floor to provide cushion. Use cardboard as a cover to protect the pad. Use tape to keep the cardboard in place. Don't forget to keep a set of tools on hand for disassembly and reassembly. Vice grips, a socket set, pliers, Phillips and blade screwdrivers, adjustable wrenches, and a hammer should be considered standard equipment. As a mover, lifting is a major part of your job. Proper lifting equipment and techniques can ensure your personal safety as well as the safety of the items you're carrying. A lift belt is only effective if it's used. Wear one to ensure correct posture and prevent possible back injury. Protect your back. Follow lifting procedures recommended by the National Safety Council to protect your back and prevent injury. Keep the load close to your body. Start the lift with knees bent and back straight. Lift with thigh and leg muscles while maintaining a vertical posture. Safe lifting is a matter of knowing what you can reasonably carry by yourself and what items require the assistance of a partner. Just because you may be strong enough to lift an item alone doesn't mean you can maintain adequate control of it through doorways, over outdoor terrain, or up a ramp. Use careful judgment to determine if you can carry an item unassisted. If in doubt, it's a two-person carry. Carries can be divided into two categories, one-person and two-person. Carries can be further divided as follows. A level two-person carry is the most common carry used for large pieces. Negotiating stairs can result in the item being carried at an angle, but it is still a level two-person carry. Here's an example of a two-person high-low carry with a hump strap. A strap enables both movers to stand upright, which reduces back strain. Notice that the strap has been placed on a structurally sound, protected area of the piece to prevent abrasion. One person can carry items in front or in back. This is an obvious example of a front carry. Use this method to carry packed containers and many pieces of furniture as long as the size and weight of the object is appropriate. By the way, you are likely to encounter furniture or household items with handles. As a rule, never use handles to lift or carry. Most are for decoration purposes only. A wardrobe is an example of a back carry. Ease into back carries by placing the item on top of a platform, such as a small container. Notice how the mover slipped his fingers into the side slits of the wardrobe and simply rocked the wardrobe forward onto his back. A hump strap also makes efficient work of one-person carries, both single and multiple items. It's an effective tool when a few basic rules are followed. Work from a platform at a height that will naturally allow the load to settle upon your back. Wrap the strap around the container, then twist it to take up slack and create secure tension. Finally, place the straps around your shoulders and rock the container onto your back. Whether you're using a one- or two-person carry, remember to make sure overall weight is controllable, not only for your safety, but for the safety of others. Loading a van is a matter of building strong, safe, and stable tiers. However, no two are ever the same. Each tier you build will be as individual as the shipment from which it is made. Some are narrow, others wide, and some in between. Large, heavy items make good base pieces. They are capable of withstanding more weight from items placed above them. Some examples include buffets, sofas, dressers, chests, appliances, and sturdy containers. Open spaces often form between a finished tier and one under construction. Items are needed to sandwich between the tiers to fill out the space. Use unusual pieces like picture mirror cartons, head footboard, tabletops, and other flat items to improve the density. Good middle-tier pieces include TVs, microwave ovens, dish packs, and middleweight furniture such as solid end tables, nightstands, and small bookcases. Stack items on the top of the tier that cannot support a great deal of weight, those that would be crushed if anything were placed on top of them. Good selections include dining chairs, rockers, and light cartons. Building tiers is like constructing a giant three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle. Every piece has its place. Carefully fit each piece into the tier to minimize movement and therefore increase stability and density. Finally, finish off your tier by making sure it's tight and secure. A finished tier should look and feel stable. Strap off every 3 tiers, more often if you choose, but do not exceed more than 3 tiers for optimum stability. A final check of the residence is a good idea, just to make sure nothing has been left behind. Use this time to continue building a professional relationship with the customer. Leave rooms neat, clean, and free of any debris resulting from the loading process. Then, verify with the customer that the residence is empty. If any household items are discovered, reassure the customer that they will be loaded promptly. Then make sure you do it. Let's take a minute to review what we've just covered. First of all, a safe, secure transport is the result of professionalism, preparation, and safety. Make your first impression count. Follow parking procedures. Maintain a neat, clean van interior. And make sure the residence is well protected. Ensure your personal safety as well as customer property. Always use a lift belt and follow lifting procedures to prevent back injuries. Know what you can carry safely and when you need assistance. Determine what type of carry applies for the piece to be loaded. Each tier is as individual as the shipment from which it is made. Build them from bottom to top, from large, heavy items to light, fragile items. Furniture and containers interlock within a tier to minimize movement and increase stability and density. Strap off every 3 tiers or less for optimum stability and safety. Always do a final check to build on the customer relationship. Leave rooms neat and clean. Verify with the customer that the residence is empty and load any left-behind items. The final step of the loading process is to prepare for delivery. Take care of details. Make sure tools and equipment are organized within the van and the shipment is road ready. A clean, neat, and organized van ensures a safe, secured load ready for the trip.